Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. Coming to you live from the heart of Jalingo, the very seat of power in Taraba State. Stay and connect with us. Follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and stream live on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Here are the headlines that matter. Tinubu hails traditional rulers as partner in the nation building. DSS orders X to delete Showore's anti-Tinubu posts. Federal government rolls out paperless governance across MDAs and Edo. International news. Russia launches biggest air assault on Ukraine. Business news. Lagos Commodities Exchange prepares 23.4 billion naira eco rice listing to boost food security. International entertainment news. Venice Film Festival wraps up with Golden Lion for father, mother, sister, brother. Sport news. Osimhen rolled out of Super Eagles World Cup qualifier against South Africa. I am Bridget James, and now the news in full. Nigeria's traditional institution remains vital to peace and unity, President Bola Tinubu has said, describing them as partners in his administration's nation-building drive. Represented by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, at the Igede Agba Festival in Oju Local Government Area, Benue State, Tinubu praised ruler for preserving culture and fostering stability. He noted that Benue had benefited from federal appointment and the Oju-Ogoja Road. The paramount ruler of Igede, Oga Ero, thanked Tinubu for the road and appointment, stressing the festival's cultural significance. Tinubu reaffirmed his government's commitment to strengthen grassroots peace-building structure nationwide. Princess in Epetumodu, Osun State, will meet on Tuesday to deliberate on the fate of the Epetumodu Oba Joseph Oloyede, who was recently sentenced in the United States to over 4 years in prison for fraud. The conviction has unsettled the town, with rival ruling houses, Akimbele, which produce Aloyede, and Fagbemokun, disagreeing on succession, while some in Akimbele want the throne to remain with them. Others argue Fagbemokun should produce the next monarch. The state government says it would await a certified true copy of the judgment before acting. The meeting will hold at the palace chaired by Chief Sunday Adedeji. Half a century after they first walked through the gates of Tudunwada Primary School, members of the 1975 graduating class returned to celebrate their Golden Jubilee, a heartfelt reunion that bridged generations and rekindled the enduring spirit of community among past and present students. Psalm TV correspondent has the details.
The Golden Jubilee celebration, held at the Education Resource Center in Gombe, reunited the 1975 set of Tudunwada Primary School bringing back memories of their journey from 1968 to 1975. Guest speaker Professor Abdul Qadir Saleh emphasized the importance of such reunion in strengthening bond and supporting education.
Reunion kalma ce da turanci ne kuma muna fassara ta da cewa ƙara haduwa.
Gombe State Commissioner of Education, Aisha Megari, represented by the Director of Quality Assurance, Saidu Dauda Gadam, congratulated the celebrant and assured them of government's continuous support for the school to nurture future leaders.
Let us all remember that the future of our children depends on the foundation we lay today. I therefore call on alumni, community members and stakeholders to continue supporting this school so that in another 50 years, Tuduwada Primary School will be even greater than it is today. On behalf of the ministry, therefore, congratulate class of 1975, the entire alumni body, staff and pupils to Tuduwada Primary School on this remarkable achievement. May this celebration mark the beginning of another chapter of growth and excellence.
Chairman of the 1975 said, Alhaji Umar Gurama, in his welcome address, described the anniversary as a unique opportunity for a reunion. He called on the board state and federal agencies to rehabilitate and construct new facilities for the school. Also speaking, Malan Haruna Dogo, who was the assistant head teacher of the Tudunwada Primary School in 1975, urged government to give education top priority, describe it as the foundation of every society's development.
Let's think of equity education, and that is in the area of every Nigerian child should be educated. The disabled ones should be carried along. Conducive classrooms or resources will be invested on the children.
Highlight of the event include the presentation of gifts and awards to all teachers, principals, and members of the All Boys who contributed to the school, as well as performance by the school pupils. One of the contributors, Mustafa Ibrahim, who built new classrooms for the school, told Some TV his gesture was a way of giving back in appreciation for what the school did for him.
I owe a debt of gratitude, a word of gratitude to Tudunwada Primary School for whatever you think I am today. So whatever you see to me is just a little appreciation, a token of appreciation of what I ought to have done. I'm not even sure I've done enough, I've done much for Tudunwada. But all the same, I appreciate the fact that I was given a token of that appreciation, and I hope to continue with that. As you must have heard from the keynote speakers and other goodwill messages here today, many others have actually contributed well before us. But all the same, I believe this is about the first more organized class group that came together to decide that we are going to contribute as a whole to Tudunwada Primary School. So I think others are also on their way.
As Tudunwada Primary School continues to shape lives, the contributions of its 1975 All Boys remain a lasting legacy. From Gombe, Kamal Hamadu, Sum TV News.
The Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission has fixed September 14th for the commencement of the delayed 2025 Easter pilgrimage at Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri, Imo State. Executive Secretary Bishop Stephen Adegbite confirmed this in a statement on Sunday, signed by NCPC's Head of Media and Public Relations, Mr. Celestine Toruka. Adegbite said the Commission had inspected the pilgrims' aircraft in Antalya, Turkey, operated by Atlas Jet, the approved carrier, to ensure safety and compliance. He assured that the airlift would be seamless, stressing the Commission's commitment to due process, safety, and satisfaction of Nigerian pilgrims to Israel and Jordan. Nigerian Secret Police, the Department of State Service, has told X, formerly Twitter, to delete a post by activist Omoyele Sowore. The DSS said the post insulted President Bola Tinubu and could cause trouble in the country. Sowore had shared a video of Tinubu in Brazil and accused him of lying about corruption ending in Nigeria. In a letter dated September 6, the DSS said the post broke Nigerians' laws on cybercrime, terrorism, and the criminal code. It warned that the posts could stir protest and harm Nigerians' image. The agency gave X 24 hours to remove the post and its reshares or face government action. This comes years after Nigerian banned Twitter in 2021 when it deleted a post by then-President Muhammadu Buhari, a ban lifted in early 2022. The Oyo State Commissioner for Information, Dotun Oyelade, alongside his counterparts from other states, has partnered with the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to strengthen the fight against corruption. At a roundtable meeting in Abuja, the commissioner resolved to collaborate with the ICPC by using a state-owned media platform to spread anti-corruption messages, engage citizens, and build public trust. The measures agreed upon include grassroots-focused campaign, communication in local languages, training for officials, and partnership with civil society and the media. ICPC Chairman Musa Aliyu and Minister of Information Mohammed Idris both described the initiative as crucial to restoring Nigerians' integrity. The federal government has started rolling out a paperless governance system across ministries, departments, and agencies through the One Government Cloud platform developed under the Sovereign Digitalization Program by Galaxy Backbone Limited. Pioneer adopters include the Ministries of Communication, Solid Mineral, Steel Development, Foreign Affairs, Justice, Intergovernmental Affairs, and the Federal Airport Authority. The initiative aimed to cut costs, improve efficiency, and promote transparency by replacing physical files with secure digital systems. According to officials, this will streamline approvals, strengthen data security, and enhance service delivery. The head of civil service has set December 2025 as the target for full implementation. Stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress in Wepa Wano, Esako East local government area of Edo State, have appealed to Governor Monday Opeolo to intervene in a leadership crisis threatening party unity. The dispute, linked to alleged imposition of candidates and factional rivalries, has a highlighted tension ahead of future elections. In a statement after a Sunday meeting, leaders described recent attempt to install a councillor as illegal and against due process, warning it could erode trust and weaken grassroots support. They urged the governor to reconcile faction and end divisive practices, stressing that peace and fairness are vital for APC's stability. The New Nigeria People Party has been thrown into crisis over the expulsion of Abdul Mumin Jibrin, the lawmaker representing Kiru Bebeji Federal Constituency, a faction loyal to former Kano Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso, announced Jibrin's removal, accusing him of anti-party activities and non-payment of dues. However, another faction led by Jibrin, Doguwa, dismissed the move as illegal, insisting he is the legitimate party chairman. Doguwa defended Jibrin's recent comments on television, warning of legal action if the expulsion continues. Jibrin, who recently hinted at defecting from the NNPP, said he is free to decide whether to stay or join another party. The Nigeria Labour Congress and federal workers have urged the federal government to urgently review the national minimum wage, insisting that the current 70,000 naira has been eroded by inflation and rising living costs. The cited increase by states such as Imo, Lagos, and Rivers, which raise wages above the benchmark to ease workers' hardship. Labour leaders warn that the wage no longer sustain basic needs like food, housing, and transport. While commending states that acted, they pressed the federal government to follow suit, arguing that a higher wage could restore dignity to work, boost productivity, and stimulate economic growth. The Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers has threatened to begin a nationwide strike on Monday, September 8, over alleged anti-labor practices by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. The dispute stemmed from plans to deploy 4,000 compressed natural gas power trucks, with the drivers reportedly barred from joining unions. The Nigeria Labour Congress has backed the union, accusing the refinery of low wages, union suppression, and unsafe work practices. Fuel marketers under the Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria and the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria have appealed to President Bola Tinubu to intervene to avert disruption in fuel supply. The Bauchi state government has encouraged youth in Gamawa local government area to adopt dry season irrigation farming as a long-term response to last year's devastating flood. During a media tour on Sunday, Gamawa local government chairman Ahmad Gololo said the council provided grain seedlings and security measures to protect farms, noting that the initiative had already boosted local revenue by about 5 billion naira. He explained that irrigation farming is now a priority for the community, helping to reduce food insecurity, create jobs, and stabilize the economy. The move also aligned with state efforts to mitigate climate change impact on agriculture. The Bauchi state government has approved 6.5 billion naira for the dualization of a 7.5-kilometer township road in Misau local government area to ease congestion and enhance safety. Misau, a busy commercial hub along the Bauchi-Azare highway, has long forced traffic accidents due to its narrow road. Contractors Mothercard confirmed the project is already over 50% complete and will be delivered by late 2025. State officials praised the progress, noting earlier cost adjustments caused by rising material prices. Governor Bala Muhammad's administration said the project underscores its commitment to infrastructure, promising improved mobility, safer travels, and boosted socio-economic activities. A suspended vandal was found dead on Sunday after being electrocuted near a transformer inside Borno State University, Maiduguri. The police spokesperson, ASP Nahum Daso, confirmed the incident, explaining that preliminary investigation revealed the man was attempting to tamper with electrical installations when he was fatally shocked. The body was evacuated to a hospital with support from the State Fire Service. Commissioner of Police CP Naziru Abdul Majid warned against acts of vandalism, stressing that such crimes endanger lives and threaten public safety. The incident comes as NSCDC renews call for harsher punishment to deter repeat offenders targeting critical infrastructure. The United Nations has condemned the killing of at least 63 people, including soldiers in Dara Jamal, Bama local government area of Borno State. by suspected Boko Haram fighters. UN President and Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, Mohammed Fall, in a statement on Sunday, described the assault as appalling and demanded justice for the victim. He said preliminary reports indicated that over 50 civilians were killed, others abducted, and 28 houses burned. Fall extended condolences to victims' families and urged authorities to apprehend the perpetrators. He also called for stronger protection of civilians, stressing that such attack violates international humanitarian law. 7 people were killed when bandits attacked Magajin Wando village in Dandume local government area of Katsina State. Late Friday night, the state government confirmed the attack, noting that many more lives could have been lost without the intervention of community watch corps and security operatives, who upheld the assailants. However, the bandit later ambushed the vehicle, evacuating the injured, riding it with bullets and burning it, though the operatives escaped. Preliminary findings suggest the ambush was a retaliatory move by the same group whose member had earlier been killed during the failed village attack. Residents of Shagari and Bimasa communities in Sokoto State confronted bandits last Thursday, killing at least 15 attackers and rescuing kidnapped victims armed with local weapons. The villagers tracked the criminal into the forest, recovering stolen cattle and capturing a suspect. The community leader praised their courage, but warned of possible reprisal, urging government intervention. The chairman of Tureta local government, Aliu Tureta, confirmed that 6 bandits were killed and several adoptees freed. The area has faced worsening insecurity, with the youth recently protesting the attack. Governor Ahmed Aliu pledged continued support for security agencies, though many residents remain doubtful of lasting peace. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has vowed to bring to justice the gunmen who ambushed its operatives in Edo State, killing 8 and injuring 4. The attack, which occurred in Okpela, Esakol East local government area, targeted personnel escorting Chinese expatriates attached to BUA Cement Factory. 1 expatriate remains missing, while 4 were rescued. NSCDC Commandant General Ahmed Audi condemned the killing, describing them as grievous and promised full honors for the fallen officers and care for the injured. Security agencies have since launched a joint manhunt, while the Corps pledges to continue safeguarding lives and properties. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has activated measures to stop Ebola from entering the country after an outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In a public advisory, the agency said there are no cases in Nigeria, but surveillance at borders has been tightened. Hospitals have been alerted and health workers placed on watch. Nigerians were urged to wash hands regularly, avoid contact with sick persons, wild animals or raw meat, and report symptoms such as fever, vomiting, or unexplained bleeding. The NCDC also advised against unnecessary travel to affected countries, stressing early detection and safe practices. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement has deported 2,310 Nigerians between 2014 and 2024, with an additional 20 recorded so far in 2025, bringing the total to 2,330. Data shows a peak in 2018 and 2019 during the administration of former President Donald Trump, before dropping sharply under President Joe Biden's administration, and the restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Nigerian top African deportation list follows by Somalia and Ghana. The official attribute recent increase to the electronic nationality verification program, which speed up processing. The Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has urged the United States to ensure humane deportation, while the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission says it is ready to assist returnees through an interagency support framework. The Nigerian Correctional Service has released the names of inmates who escaped from custodial centers in Kefi, Nasarawa State, and Lisa, Osun State. Those who fled from Kefi include young men facing charges such as armed robbery, stealing, and illegal possession of firearms. In Elisa, the escape followed a heavy downpour that collapsed part of the facility's wall, allowing 7 inmates facing robbery-related charges to break free. While some escapes have been recaptured, a 5 million naira reward was announced for information on others. The Controller General, Sylvester Nwachukwu, warned officers against negligence, citing repeated jailbreaks across Nigeria. It's now time for a brief commercial break. Stay tuned because the most captivating stories are just moments away and you won't want to miss a single update. Please don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, queens and kings of purpose, welcome to the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival 2025, where nearly 100 powerful minds, dreamers, doers, and defenders of humanity will be gathered at Taraba 2025. And I say to them, welcome to the spark before the wildfire and to the heartbeat of a legacy. Prince Homsuk Alex Jibrin is my name. I am the greatest grandson to the 23rd Longwo, third son to the Kanai of the Ko Chiefdom, and a true prince to the House of Mamen. At Tarif, we will not only be telling stories, but we will be reviving the very soul of the people through film. In September 2025, Taraba will rise again as we invite you to experience, explore, and invest in the greatest epic film ever in the Kumbo Legacy Workshop. And this is where ancient tradition will meet with modern transformation. Because at Tarif, we shall be celebrating the strength, wisdom, and heritage of the greatest empire that has ever existed in West African history. And tomorrow, we shall immortalize it in art, film, and in fire. So storytellers, stand tall. The legacy is calling. Will you answer? Welcome to Tarif 2025. Let the revolution begin.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. Coming up next are the international business, sports, and entertainment news. On the international news, Russia carried out its biggest air assault of the war on Ukraine overnight, firing 805 drones and 13 missiles. Ukrainian forces shot down 751 drones and 4 missiles, but strike still killed at least 4 people, including an infant, and ignited the top floor of the main government building in Kyiv, residential areas across the capital. Zampori, Kyiv, Rihode, Omi, and Cherny were also hit. President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the strike as a deliberate crime, urging allies to strengthen Ukraine's air defense as Kyiv braces for more attack.
Ukraine overnight, a deadly attack as Russia hits Ukraine's cabinet building. It's considered Russia's largest drone and missile attack of the war, sending more than 800 munitions into Ukraine, including Kyiv. The barrage prompting a scrambling of NATO fighter jets in Poland. Authorities say at least 8 civilians were killed and 59 wounded. Let's bring in our chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, who's on the ground in Ukraine this morning. So, Martha, what more can you tell us about the attacks and how officials are responding?
Good morning, Whit. The air raid sounded all across the country, including here where we are, sending people to the bunkers. But the damage was largely in the east and the capital, Kyiv. This really was a massive attack. When we were here a few months ago, we experienced the largest attack from drones of the time. That was about 500. Last night's attack, as you said, involved more than 800 armed drones and more than a dozen cruise missiles. You said at least 8 people are dead, 60 wounded, and the strikes left the roof of the main government building in flames. They're not sure that was from a drone being shot down or hitting the building. Ukrainian officials say the world has to put more pressure on Vladimir Putin to stop this war. Whit.
And Martha, speaking of that, before all of this and the attack, you sat down for an exclusive interview with President Zelensky. What did he tell you about that summit between President Trump and Putin in Alaska and where the peace talks might go from here?
Well, as you know, Whit, he wasn't invited to that summit, but that was 3 weeks ago when Putin and President Trump met, hoping for a ceasefire. And as you can see from what happened here overnight, things have only gotten worse. President Zelensky told me that he's willing to sit down with Vladimir Putin, but not in Moscow. He says that was just Putin playing games. But the bilateral talks seem dead at this point. He is hoping that President Trump can arrange a trilateral meeting, but that seems very far off at this point. Whit?
Yeah, so many questions about the way forward. Martha Raddatz for us, thank you so much. And tune into This Week later on this morning. Martha's interview with President Zelensky. To the war in Ukraine, overnight a deadly attack as Russia hits Ukraine's cabinet building. It's considered Russia's largest drone and missile attack of the war, sending more than 800 munitions into Ukraine, including Kyiv.
On business news, report reaching us has it that many Nigerians' bank customers have raised alarm over incessant deductions from their account, urging the Bank Customers Association of Nigeria to protect their right. Speaking in Abuja on Sunday, several customers described the charges as discouraging, unfair, and consistent with regulations. Helen Agodo of First Holdco PLC said she was debited up to 1,000 naira in a single day, while another customer, Cheta Ogochukwu, complained of 1,146 naira SMS alert charges in 1 month. Fidelity Bank customers Usman Idris reported that 3,700 naira deducted for maintenance. B can confirm it had petitions the Central Bank of Nigeria over unauthorized bank deduction. Entertainment news. The 82nd Venice Film Festival wrapped up in Italy after 10 days of premieres, standing ovation, and global attention. Out of 1,936 feature film submissions, only 21 completed for Golden Lion, which went to the movie titled Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. The festival also hosted 30 world premieres and dozens of films across horizons and classic categories. The movie, called The Voice of Hind Rajab, earned a record-breaking ovation of over 20 minutes, with stars, political debates, and global protests echoing the Gaza war. Venice once again proved itself as a stage where cinema, culture, and world issues coverage. Sport news. Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen has been ruled out of the Super Eagles trip to South Africa for Tuesday's World Cup qualifier against Bafana Bafana. Team officials confirmed that the Napoli forward picked up a chin bruise and woke up on Sunday feeling discomfort, prompting medical staff to advise that he sit out the journey. His absence is seen as a blow to the squad, given his pivotal role in attack. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles departed Nigeria earlier in the day, with preparations intensifying ahead of the High Sheikhs clash in Johannesburg.
Where you drove that time? Oh, no move. Here inside.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has praised Team Lagos for emerging champions at the 9th National Youth Games in Asaba, Delta State. The team secured 110 medals, 52 golds, 32 silver and 26 bronze, setting a record and reaffirming the state's dominance in youth sports. In a statement on Sunday, Sanwo-Olu commended the athletes, coaches and Lagos State Sports Commission, describing the win as proof of the state's growing investment in sport development. Holstead Delta came second with 37 gold medals, while Edo placed third. Delta Governor Sheriff Oborewuri urged urgent action against age cheating to preserve the competition credibility. As we wrap up tonight's broadcast, here is a quick recap of today's top story. President Bola Tinubu has hailed traditional rulers as vital partners in nation building, pressing their role in preserving peace and unity, while the Department of State Service has ordered X to delete a post by activist Omoyele Sowore, describing it as offensive to the president and a potential threat to public order. On governance, the federal government has begun rolling out a paperless administration system across MDS to boost efficiency. On the international scene, Russia has launched its biggest air assault on Ukraine, escalating tension in the ongoing war. In business, the Lagos Commodities Exchange is preparing a 23.4 billion naira listing of Eco Rice to strengthen food security. In entertainment, the Venice Film Festival concluded with the Golden Lion Awards to Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, while the voice of Hind Rajab earned a record-breaking ovation. And in sport, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has been rolled out of Nigeria's World Cup qualifier against South Africa, dealing a major blow to the team's preparation. Stay tuned for more breaking news and entertainment on Psalm TV. I am Bridget James. Thank you for joining us tonight. From everyone in the newsroom, we wish you peace, progress, and purpose. Thank you and good night.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast, and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.